There, let's go. That's the good stuff right there. Cool. That's gonna be the money shot right there for today. Let's get it. Today we're talking about a tool that you've probably seen other photographers wear in your area that can help you as a creator and just have a more pleasant experience when shooting at events or just out and about. So stay tuned for some of the feedback that I have, and I'll be sharing some of my experience with using this tool. So today we're talking about the Bandit camera harness by Rose Anvil. This is a tool that I've been using to help me just have a more pleasant experience as a wedding photographer. And this camera harness comes, made of leather, obviously. And you can check out some of the B-roll that I have. And it's just an amazing harness. I have not seen anything like it. The way this harness is made is just very strong. The interesting part of this harness is the back part. It has more of like an upper back support for you instead of traditional harnesses that I've seen that have that X kind of look in the back, which is great. But for me, I feel like if the support is in the upper back, it's just better. You just feel more lighter and just better. The camera harness has these little clips that can actually hold on to your belt or your belt loop or even your pants if you don't wear a belt, and it can just help get rid of the weight on the camera that you're having, instead of it just hanging off your body and your upper back. If you're not using your camera and just walking about, you can just clip it on, or just kind of just grab it on your belt loop or your belt. It distributes the weight from your waist down instead of all the way from your back holding that weight. So I think that's pretty cool. And then when you're walking, you don't have the camera like dangling here and there. It's basically just on your hip, and when you're walking, it's not really bothering you or on the way when you're trying to get to the shoot or shooting here and there. So another thing I wanted to mention about this harness is that when you're using it, is actually interesting on when you hook it onto your waist. If you ever squat down for any shots, it won't hit the floor. Like it will stay on your hip. So if you do need to squat down to get that shot, you're kind of taking care of your camera as well, because it's not hitting the floor when you are shooting that. So just wanted to point that out as well. I think this is a really good tool when it comes to just shooting in the field, because it takes away from having to deal with a camera in your hand, and especially if you're, like, say for example, for an engagement shoot or just a model shoot, it just has your hands free to just think a bit more about the shoot itself and not really about the equipment that you're having to handle on the day. So by having the camera on your hip and just put away for a bit until you kind of find your next spot at the shoot, it just gives you just more time to think about that and just think about your actual shoot and how you want to frame and compose your image and your subject. And it just helps with making it an overall pleasant experience for you as a creator, and just thinking more about the shoot itself instead of your equipment, but at the same time just not having that strain on your back, especially for long event days, whether it's weddings or just other kinds of events. So this camera harness has obviously two sides where you can have two camera bodies. As a wedding photographer, I feel like this is an essential thing to have two camera bodies on a wedding day, just because it's somebody's special day, and if something happens, it's good to have a backup. It's a once in a lifetime event, so you just want to take every precaution that you can to make sure that everything's good to go. This camera harness itself is called the Bandit camera harness, and it's meant for more smaller cameras like mirrorless. I do shoot with the Sony system, the Alpha. I do have an A7 III, so that's what I use for just all my shooting. And this harness itself is meant for those kind of cameras, just a smaller body. With this harness itself, it does have a lot of customization included in it that you can just customize to better fit you and just make you feel more comfortable as a photographer. They do have different ones on their site. You can definitely go check them out. They also have some other interesting harnesses called the Lone Drifter and the Lone Bandit, which are actually single strap camera harnesses. But yeah, aside from that, that's pretty much all the feedback that I had about this harness and just a tool that's just helped me overall just have a more pleasant experience as a photographer, and just focusing a bit more on the actual creator side of things and a little bit less on just, you know, having to take these tools out in the field to work on my craft. This is not a sponsored video by Rose Anvil. It's just a product that I've been using for the past few months and really feel like it's benefited me from just overall having a more pleasant experience as a shooter. Living in the South, I just really love leather, and I feel like a lot of folks here do. So, you know, with anything that I can get my hands on that's made of leather, especially if it can help my photography, I think it's awesome, and it's a good investment to have because it's going to last a long time. So this is something that I've been using for the past few months, and you know, you can see if it's a good fit for you as well, and you can possibly benefit from. There's so many options out there, but just wanted to share what I have so far. So once again, if you have any questions in regards of what I've shared today, feel free to leave it in the comment section below. I appreciate all the support that you guys give me on the channel, and I'm looking forward to making more videos like this in the future. And also shout out to my man Andrew for helping me get some of that B-roll footage of the camera harness. You guys stay tuned for future videos. Thank you so much, and I'll see you on the next one. Words with Friends, do y'all still play that in 2019? Y'all let me know. Words with Friends. That's what we do nowadays. Such a long time. I've been waiting for a long time. Shout out to Posty with that new album, man. That stuff is fire.